Welcome back to our Unbeaten Spotlight of the Month for the FightForRelevance.com. I'm Alex Rosso. For the month of May, I decided to choose Miss Lisa Snyder. The reason why I chose Lisa is because she's someone I see come in every single day, work her butt off. She's a mother of two, still gets her training in every day, also an aspiring firefighter. Soon enough, I believe she will be on her way on that journey. So the first question that we have is, how did you start CrossFit? How did you find CrossFit?
So about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, when I was training for the fire department, I was training with some girls, and one of the girls said that she joined CrossFit, and within about 3 months, I saw that she had made these huge strides in terms of her physical fitness, her ability to do push-ups and pull-ups and run and things like that. And so I was kind of like not 100% satisfied with what I was doing in the gym, and kind of jealous that she was having these gains and they were coming so quickly to her, and I was working so hard. And so at that point, I decided to stop training with this particular group and go check out Staten Island CrossFit. And I joined there first, and I was there about 6 months. And again, I still wasn't happy with my training and my progress and things like that. And then I heard that this gym had opened up, and then I switched to Unbeaten CrossFit. And once I started here, my progress kind of just shot through the roof. And that's how I kind of started my CrossFit journey.
All right, so that was my next question. How did you find us here at Unbeaten CrossFit? Like, you were at Staten Island.
Yeah.
What led you to come here?
So I was training with Pamela Murphy and Ryan Murphy, and I was doing just classes with them, and they had an endurance class they were running there, and I was doing that with them, and I really kind of fell in love with them as coaches because they were so positive and so supportive, but they also really pushed me. And then they had made the transition here, and I heard that this new gym was opening up here, and so I think they had come here in December when it very first opened, and there was a grand opening on January 4th, 2015, and I decided I'm going to come to the grand opening. And I came to the grand opening, and I put my name in some kind of raffle, and I won the raffle. And I talked to Tommy Bradley, who was so supportive and so awesome, and I kind of started to feel this really positive vibe and energy, and also really high energy and excited energy. And I got really kind of pumped up that first day when I was just hanging out with everybody. And so I decided that day that I would come back the next day, and then I started to come back the day after that and the day after that, and then I just decided that this was the place for me, and it kind of matched my personality and what I wanted, and I've been here ever since, a lot.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
So, besides your fitness regimen before you were right into CrossFit, like the people that you're working out with, what was your fitness looking like your whole life? Sports-wise, bicep curls, volleyball, like, I don't know. What was it like your whole life?
My whole
Nothing,
life.
Something, looking at guys at the gym, that's why you went?
So, as a kid, I played outside. That was the extent of my sports experience.
This is also good for the video. Where did you grow up? Like, you're not from Staten Island.
Right.
A lot of people don't realize that. So you grew up.
So I was born in eastern Canada in a really tiny town. And for a little while, I lived on a farm. It was not a working farm, but actually one of them was a working farm, a dairy farm. But so as a kid in Canada, I lived there till I was 7. I played outside. I jumped out of the second floor of barns and ran around and went fishing and got filthy and kind of was a very active kid, but didn't do any organized sports. And then after that, when I was 7, I moved to Southern California, outside of Los Angeles. And I grew up there. And there it's sunny, 360 days out of the year. So again, I was an active kid. I was outside every day, but I never played league sports. Never had any experience with any kind of sports.
Okay.
And then I moved to New York City and eventually Staten Island. And I really didn't start working out until I decided that I wanted to be a firefighter. And at that point, I went to just a regular gym. And largely through my husband's guidance as kind of a bodybuilder strength trainer, I just started lifting weights. And that's kind of how it all began. And I had some progress with that, but I found that working out by myself and having no background in anything athletic, I really didn't know how to do things. And my form was bad, and I knew it was bad, and my progress was really slow, and I would get very easily frustrated. And I kind of felt like I needed guidance and support, but I didn't know how to go about finding that guidance and support. And so, like for instance, my squats were just awful. And I kept saying, I know my squat form's not right. Why can't I squat? Why am I doing like 50 pounds? I know I can squat more than that. And when I started CrossFit, particularly when I started here, I finally had people come up to me and say, let's work on this. You're not doing it right, but we can get you to do it right. And we can help you. And that's when everything started to click. And I started to learn and then be able to apply the technique I needed to gain the strength that I needed to gain.
A big question that I like to ask is, why do you love CrossFit? What does CrossFit do for you? Like, how does it translate to everyday living? What does it help you do? Whether it's play with your kids, pick stuff up, grocery shop.
Okay, this is a long one. You ready?
Oh, God.
How does CrossFit help me? So there's like a bunch of different aspects of CrossFit for me, personally. So besides, obviously, becoming physically strong, which helps me, pick up my kids, just do the everyday things of groceries and cleaning and whatever. I feel strong all the time with my children or without my children, and in anything I do, I help people move their couches. I feel like if you ask me to do something, I can do it, and I like that. I don't like
Wonder Woman.
I feel like Wonder Woman, and I just and what ties onto that is that it improves my self-confidence. The way that I look and the way that I feel as a woman who's now 37 and is a mom and has kids, I feel more attractive on the outside, which then makes me feel more confident on the inside. And then another aspect of it is the people. I've always been somebody that does better in a group, and I'm really friendly, and I love to talk to people and find out what their journey is in their life and kind of, make friends and help people. So in that way, I come in here and I smile every day because I see these people that I respect and that I care about and that help me and that I help. And it gives me a feeling that I always want to be here and I always want to come back to be part of that community and part of that team. So that's also something that's, incredibly valuable and important to me, especially since I've lived in a lot of different places in my life and I haven't been able to maintain connections with people that I've met over the years. So now I have people here in this new place that I'm attached to and I have relationships with, and that means a lot to me personally. And lastly, there's a mental aspect of CrossFit that is particularly helpful to me. I consider myself to be someone who thinks a lot and is always thinking and overthinking and overanalyzing and overprocessing everything, and sometimes it stresses me out. It actually stresses me out all the time. And during a CrossFit WOD, that's sometimes the only time in my day that I'm not thinking about anything but just being present in that moment. And so being present in that moment and not thinking about the million other things that I'm always thinking about is actually extremely relaxing and stress relieving for me. And so I look forward to that. I'm addicted to that. I need that for my mental health to help me get through my busy life that I lead. So that's also something that, keeps me coming back all the time, the mental health aspect of it.
And I like how you mentioned the whole community aspect, and that's something that when I first met you rang true with me, in the sense of I would walk in, and it's something that I wrote about on my blog on thefightforrelevance.com about community, that you walk into these gyms and you're greeted right away from someone saying, "What's up? How are you? My name's Lisa Snyder." And that rang so true for me when I first started CrossFit, that there's people in New York that could still be friendly and not give you a look and say, "What are you looking at?" So seeing you every day, I see that you welcome the new person in our gym. I see you say hello to everybody. You usually say hello too. You're always supporting people, saying congratulations, or I always hear you cheering people on. And that's just something, that's a big reason why I chose you, because that's what CrossFit's all about. And that's why you deserve to win the spotlight this month. So our last question is, why would you encourage someone to come try CrossFit, especially come to Unbeaten CrossFit?
Because I think that particularly CrossFit in general, but Unbeaten CrossFit, people are so intimidated and fearful and insecure about starting a fitness journey. I'm too fat, I'm too slow, I can't, I won't, I don't. And I think once you walk into a place where there's no judgment and everyone's supportive and people are happy with even the smallest improvements that you make and will point those out and notice those, that you very quickly learn that doing CrossFit and being in a community like Unbeaten CrossFit, that nobody has any expectations for you other than to make yourself just a little bit better every day, and they'll do everything they can to help you get there and help make you feel like you deserve to be there and that you can.
Awesome. 1% better every day.
1% better every day.
And lastly, I like to ask a personal question
Yes.
at the end. Where are you at with your firefighter journey?
So after many years of waiting, I took my physical test and I passed that in February. It's called a CPAT. And next up, I will be going to the Fire Academy either in December of this year or June of next year
Awesome.
to make my dreams come true.
That was a great interview. I appreciate you coming to join me for the 3rd interview ever.
You're welcome,
How does
buddy.
it feel?
It feels great.
Great. So that's all for our Unbeaten Spotlight for the month of May. Stay tuned for the month of June.
Now I can get it to do it.
Good job, Lisa.